Thank you so much for joining us on this week's Good News. Today, I'm sitting down with Serena here. She is over at Loaves and Fishes, which is this amazing outreach ministry that she's here to talk a little bit more about. So, Serena, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what your role is at Loaves and Fishes?
I am the director here at Loaves and Fishes. I attend church here at River's Edge Fellowship, which is where our ministry is housed. As I was working, I would come over in the afternoons and help cook and help volunteer. And then it just turned into, I knew this was what God had for me to do. And things changed, my life situations changed, and it all worked out. And so now I'm the director here and love every minute of it.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what exactly is Loaves and Fishes, the outreach ministry there?
We do two things here. Well, actually, we do a lot more than two things, but the two most specific things that we do that people know about is that we give out food boxes. Our food boxes weigh between 30, 40 pounds, and each family can get a food box every 2 weeks or twice a month, however they want to set it up. We also do hot meals, and that is a hot meal, which usually consists of an entree, a side, bread, and a dessert. And that we do this 5 nights a week. We're closed on Wednesdays and Sundays. They can choose what night of the week they want to come and pick up their box, but they can also come every night for a hot meal if they'd like. The time is from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. But if we have other needs, we also have on hand clothing for emergencies. We have hygiene supplies, different things that sometimes we're able to help with if they're in need. We have backpacks that are for the homeless that would have everything they need in there. We have a wide variety of things available, so nobody, that knows about us or is around us should be doing without.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. So you guys do a lot. So I see the food, every evening and stuff. I'll see you guys hand out the food and everything, but I didn't know you do boxes of food as well. So is that kind of like grocery type deal? Is like when you take a box a couple times a month, is it just a box of food that they can prepare themselves?
Yes, it will consist of, I was just looking at our boxes that we have made right now. I have a whole group of people that work in the back making these boxes up. And right now we have lots of canned fruits and vegetables. We have cereal, oatmeal. We have some dry milk. We have, let's see, what else did I see? We had some detergent in there, which we don't often get. We have the cold stuff that we have right now. We have frozen pork patties, chicken legs. We have butter, cheese, frozen blueberries, and some frozen mixed vegetables. So they get a wide variety. We give enough that, for a family of 5 or less. If they have a family with more than 5, we will accommodate that as well.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's amazing. So how does someone get, if there's someone listening right now that's like, hey, we're struggling right now, and it would really be beneficial for us to have the food boxes. How do they get in contact with you, or see if they can qualify for one of those?
Okay, well, because the standards have been lowered for what it takes to qualify, most everybody in Carter County that would tell me they needed food would qualify. If you've received any type of government benefits, you will automatically qualify. The income allowance is pretty high right now. So, but if you need food, I'm never going to turn you away regardless of the situation, because that's what I'm here for. All they have to do is come by and get in line, and that's we have people start lining up before 6, and we come out at 6 o'clock because we're inside cooking and preparing and doing all those things until then. And all they need is to be able to give me their name, their address, phone number, and let me know what kind of benefits they received or what kind of income they have and how many people in their family. So it's a simple process. I keep it, And then, I've got the dates and I know when they can come back. And I'm the only person that sees that information. So I don't share it with anybody unless we get audited from the government, because we do receive money. I mean, not money, but food from Second Harvest. And a lot of that food is USDA.
Gotcha. Okay. That's awesome though. So I remember seeing, because I live, almost in Hampton almost. So that side of Elizabeth.
Okay.
And, so every time I come into Johnson City, I take 19E. So I pass the church there pretty much every day. And I remember the pavilion used to be set on the other side.
Yes.
And then a storm knocked it down. And then next thing I know, there's a line of people, like 100 cars backed up there. And I'm like, what is going on over here? And then I eventually see the big sign that goes up for Loaves and Fishes. And that's when I was like, oh, okay. You guys, and it feels like that was like a very short amount of time though, that you all started this and that it just took off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We had 2 years ago, we had a homeless shelter here, and due to understaffing and health problems, we weren't able to keep that open, but we did keep the soup kitchen part open. And so we continued to cook. And at that time, we still allowed people to come in and have their meals here. We were feeding 25 to 30 people a night. Once COVID, came, changed everything about us. But we started doing our meals in to-go boxes. Okay. And so that grew pretty quickly to around 60, 75 people. And then before you know it, now we're doing anywhere from 150 to 200 meals a night. Wow. Here at the, So
that's crazy.
It's really grown, and we have a need in this community. And I'm so glad that we're here and thankful for all the provisions that God gives us, because we are not federally funded. We are not funded by anyone except for people who donate to us, which is, other churches, individuals. We get a lot of our food from Second Harvest, but there's lots more, things to pay for here than just food. The to-go boxes alone, we're sending out 150, 200 a night. That's a big expense. So God has provided, and that's all. We just wait and trust in Him.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's amazing to see kind of that kind of growth, and the need is there. The need is there.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that you all are stepping up and providing that and being there for them. Now it was kind of you kind of answered part of the question that I was getting ready to ask, but like, you said you're supported a little bit by Second Harvest Food Bank.
That's where we get the majority of our food.
Okay. Is there other ways for people to get involved? Because with this kind of increase going from 30, 40 people to 200 people, I'm assuming that's been quite difficult. But what kind of needs do you all have right now that maybe someone listening, and then maybe they live in Carter County is like, hey, I'd love to volunteer. I'd love to help out.
Awesome. We'd love to have more volunteers. I have about 30 total volunteers, but they don't all work at the same time. So we usually run this whole program on about 12 to 15 people every night. Some people are here every night. And so, our goal is to get enough that we can maybe have like 2 shifts, like have one group work one night, the next group work the next night. Because I don't want to burn my people out, but they are, they're wonderful. These are fantastic people. We have about 8 different churches involved with us right now. I hear there's over 200 churches in Carter County. So, it'd be nice if we could get a few more. But we always need help with food, cooking and preparing. We need help with making boxes, bringing boxes out. We have a little system where we roll them out, but we still sometimes have people who can't load them into their own cars. We can do that, but once you've loaded 25 boxes, your back's about had it for that night. So, if we have people that can help us do that, that's awesome as well. We do. I don't know if you saw, about every 3 months we do a clothing giveaway.
Yes.
So we always need people for that. We do yard sales here. we need people to help man that, because I just about killed them the last yard sale we had. It was like 90 degrees and we worked all
Yeah.
day, and then we got that and good. So,
Yeah.
the more volunteers, the better. If you have donations, some people donate nice items. I have an estate sale company that donates nice items, and I sell those, and all the money goes back into the Loaves and Fishes program. We also pick up, we're involved with Directly, which is through Second Harvest, and we pick up at local grocery stores once a week and get like things that are getting ready to go out of date. And so we do what we can to cook with, and then what we can't use, we put out for the people to take. And that's a big ministry in itself, because those people, they watch for us to put that stuff out, because sometimes it will be like milk and eggs and things that we don't always have here, and staples that they need. So everything we get, we don't let anything go to waste. We never throw any food away unless it's rotten. So we do our best to use everything, or at least give everything away that we get here.
Okay, that's awesome. I love that, though. I love that you're able to get some stuff from like the local grocery stores and everything too. Yeah. I've always wondered, like, what do they do with that stuff? Because once it gets down to where it's about to be out of date, they got to get rid of it. But you know that a lot of times, even if it's out of date, it's still perfectly fine.
Right. Yeah, we get a lot of yogurt, and we have a lot of elderly senior people that come by, and they love it when we have the yogurt, because it's kind of hard for it to go bad. So not that we give out expired groceries or anything, but
definitely.
So we also, we try our best to give people options if they if they're, or if it's not, their 2 weeks are not up and they're out of food. I tell them, let me know. There's things in here that are not USDA that I can give them extra of if they need it.
Yeah.
If you've got children, I try to make sure you've got some juice or something like that for them. Yeah. I've gotten really close to a lot of families, and they're able to just call me up and tell me their need, and we're able to find a way to meet it, and that's pretty awesome in itself.
That's awesome. That kind of leads me to our next question here, because I love hearing stories of how lives have been impacted, and I know this, and you know this too. It's like ministering to people. We want to meet their spiritual needs. We want to share Jesus with everybody. But a big part of that is like, hey, I see that you're hungry. Let me feed you first. Let me take care of your physical need right now. And that's how I'm going to be Jesus to you. I'm going to love you like Jesus loves you. So I would love to hear maybe some stories. I'm assuming you have some of how, someone's been impacted because of your ministry, not just being fed, but someone that's, really, I don't know, just that story that lives been impacted because of what you all are doing.
I have one particular story that's very near and dear to my heart. I met a lady who moved here from Memphis, and she was struggling. She is a registered nurse, but she didn't have a job. She was struggling because of a bad scene she had seen on an interstate. It was an accident, and it was some things that really messed with her mind. And I would say when she came here the first time, she told me she was on the verge of suicide. I stopped everything and nothing for me, but because God told me to, and I had a line of people wanting to get food, and God said, this is more important. So I stepped away and prayed with her, and she let me. And I thought, for a few days that she was on my mind. She cried, she thanked me, and she took some food and she left. And a few weeks later, another lady came and said that was her friend, and that she'd never let anybody pray with her, that she had different beliefs, and that, so she came back again while I was working here one day by myself, and I let her in and we talked, and she had gotten some money from somewhere, and so she wanted to give us money, and so she gave me money, and she was still struggling, and I prayed with her. And there was a few more times she came back struggling. There were times she'd asked me to come to her home, and I did, and prayed with her. And it was kind of a long drawn out. I wasn't sure, am I helping her, And her
Yeah.
friend said, oh, she trusts you. She doesn't trust anybody because of all the things she's been through. And well, make the long story short, this went on for some time. That she called me 2 weeks ago, and her main goal was to get to Florida to be with her adult children and grandchildren. And she's in Florida. She took a traveling nurse job that will put her, all of her jobs will be within 150 miles of her children. She is making absolutely great money, and she gives all the glory to God. She knows that He took care of her and prepared her way, and that He put us in her path to get her there. And she said, I never want to lose you as a friend. Wow. And she said, I hope that one day that you'll be able, when I have my own place down here, that you'll be able to come visit me, and we can, you can see. And I said, I don't even need to see. I can tell in your voice that you're in great shape. And it's so she's very near and dear to my heart now, and all because she showed up here one day. And, this lady didn't want to live, and now she's happy to live and be with her family and do a job that she's good at. And so I know she wouldn't mind me sharing this, because it was so proud to know that God cared enough about her to get her through all of this.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. That's incredible. To start with a simple, here's some food, and it turned into that. That's wow. I love that. Yeah. That's amazing. Now, for those listening right now, how do they? You are located on 19E in Elizabethton, but are there other ways that they can maybe contact you or find out more information? Websites, Facebook pages, anything like that?
Yes, we have a Facebook page, and the messages from there go to me. We have a phone that is 423-543-4901, and if you hit extension 1, the phone will be transferred to me. And if I don't get your call, I will call you back. So, and I should be able to answer any questions that they have. We're willing to help. We're willing to receive help. I told the guy today, he came by to make a donation, and he said, what else could I do? And I said, well, this meat you brought me, well, how about you come grill it for me one night and we serve it on the grill? He said, that sounds like a plan. So, somebody wants to come and grill, somebody wants to come and cook, somebody wants to, make a donation. I don't know if you're aware that we're working on trying to get a new building. And,
oh, really? Okay.
We've outgrown our building here. The vacant lot next to us is owned by the church. And we are just waiting to get enough money to get started. It will house not only us, it will have a warehouse for all of our food, and it will also house the thrift store that our church runs up on 91. And so we'll all be together, because a lot of times they get people who need food and they send them to us. And then sometimes I get people who are in desperate need of clothing, and I send them to them. Because if I send them up there, then they will give them what they need. So that's what we're looking forward to, is God opening some hearts and some wallets, and we can get started on that soon.
That's awesome. That's awesome. If you can send me the link to your Facebook page and the phone number too, I'll actually put it in the description of this video. So if you're listening right now, you want to come to wcqr.org, and then this video will be on the front page there. Just scroll down a little bit and you can see that information. So if you're driving, you don't have to remember the website and phone number. You can just see it there, so they can contact you and partner with you, or if they need assistance, they can get that as well. Now with this new building, do you have like a timeline of like, hey, we're going to do a capital campaign, we're going to try to get this done by, this year, or what are your all's thoughts on that?
We would love to be able to get started by the first of the year. It really does depend on the donations. We had someone to draw us up some plans. We have those. We've had the land surveyed. It's ready to go. The church owns the land, so there's no, cost in that. So we need about $20,000 to get the concrete in, which is a super deal that one of the places around here has offered us, and I think about 150,000 to get the building under roof. So
Okay.
we're excited. We're excited about what God's going to do, because He has
Yeah.
placed people in our lives at different times that we need them, and so
Mhm.
we're just praying and having the faith that God's going to send this next person through to us as well.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. That's awesome. I'm excited to see it. I'll keep my eye out
Oh,
every day. See, so 'cause it's amazing just seeing how much it's grown in so little time. Because the need is there, and I love that you all are growing more with it and looking at getting a new building so that you can provide even more. Because I mean, unfortunately, there is a need. I wish there
yeah.
wasn't. I wish everyone, well, had all the food they needed and all the clothes and everything. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So having you and organizations like what you are doing right now in our community is so important, because there is a need, and we need to be like Jesus. We need to be His hands and feet and fill that need. And so I just want to say thank you for doing that in our community, and for specifically for Carter County, because that's where I'm from, and where I live. So
And
it's
you don't
amazing. I
have to
really
live in
appreciate it.
Carter County to get food from us. We do have people from other counties come by and get food,
Okay,
and
awesome.
that's okay with us as well.
Yeah,
My
sweet.
philosophy is, if you need food, you're going to get it here.
Yeah, I love that. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me here, and thank you for sharing all the good that you are doing right now for our
Thank you.
community, and letting me be able to share it with our listeners.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us.